Ever feel lost in a sea of Excel data? Instead of losing your place in big workbooks, imagine instantly highlighting the cell you're working on. Microsoft just dropped a much requested feature that could transform how you work with spreadsheets. And I'll break it down into 5 levels, from beginner to a power user, so that you can highlight cells like a pro and impress everyone in your next presentation. Level 1. The Focus Cell feature has been brewing in the Excel Insider channel for months, and now it's finally arrived in the consumer version of Excel 365. First, make sure that your Excel is up to date to access this game-changing feature. Now it seems that it's rolling out globally, and if you don't yet have access to it, just wait a few days for it to appear. This is how you activate it. Click on the View tab, then you'll see there is a Show group. Inside this group, you can click on Focus Cell to toggle it on or off. Now you can also click on this drop-down, and where it says Focus Cell Color, that allows you to choose from the standard colors. So there are 10 colors here. Let's say I pick a green, it changes to that color. And then I can change again. Let's say I choose a blue. Now with these 10 colors, you can use them for simple use cases, but you're actually not limited to these colors, and there's a secret hack to expand your color choice. Let me show you how. Level 2. Do you want to make the focus cell truly yours? If you do, let's customize those colors. Now here's why custom colors matter. First, you can personalize your workspace. Second, you can choose colors that contrast with your data. And third, you can match your brand aesthetic. Now here's how to customize your colors. Click on the Home tab. Inside the Font group, click on this drop-down for Fill. Now go down to where it says More Colors. Click on that to access these additional options. So you can either pick Standard or Custom. I'm going to go for a custom color. Let's pick a color and use a slider for brightness. Then click OK to confirm your color choice. Now that's filled the active cell with that color. I'm going to go back to the View tab, and in the Show group, I'm going to click on Focus Cell. And then on the drop-down, I'll pick a color, and you'll see we've had this recent color pop up here. Now when I click on that, it applies the color we selected with a slightly lighter shade. So bear this in mind when picking a custom color. But notice that something odd happens when I select more than one cell. See, these cells aren't highlighted the same way. What's going on here, and what can we do about it? Level 3. When the focus cell is turned on and you select a range of cells, the cells you select are grayed out. Let me show you what you can do when you have more than one cell selected. I'll click on a starting cell, let's say J7, and then drag to select a range, let's say up to H4. Now I'll turn on the focus cell, and you'll see that J7, the starting cell, is the focus of the highlights. But the rest of this selected range is grayed out. That's because this starting cell is the active cell, and only the active cell is highlighted. So how do we change that active cell without deselecting this whole range? Well, you can use the keyboard shortcut Control and period to cycle through the 4 corners of the selected range. And you can use the Tab key to move to the next cell in the row, and at the end of the row, it moves to the next row, like this. Tab, Tab, Tab. And you can press Shift and Tab to go backwards. So that's how you can use keyboard shortcuts to move the active cell with the selected range unchanged. But speaking of keyboard shortcuts, wouldn't it be even more useful if there was a keyboard shortcut to turn the focus cell on and off? Level 4. Keyboard warriors, this level is for you. Many power users prefer to use keyboard shortcuts over the mouse. That's because when you use them, you can boost productivity and make yourself look like an Excel ninja. Now, if that sounds like you, then you'll be glad to know that there are keyboard shortcuts for the focus cell feature. So you can toggle focus cell on and off by pressing the Alt key and then pressing W for view, E for focus cell, and F again for focus cell. And you can change colors with Alt, W for the view, E for focus cell, and C for focus cell color. And then you can pick one of these colors. In fact, you can use the keyboard arrows to move left and right, and then hit Enter to select. So if you want some mnemonics to make it easier, it's Alt, and then W for wow, E for Excel, and F for focus, or Alt, W for wow, E for Excel, and C for color. Then choose with the arrow keys and hit Enter. Practice these shortcut combos until they become muscle memory. But don't stop there. I think there's an even better way to activate the focus cell. Level 5. In Excel, there's a handy feature called the Quick Access Toolbar, or QAT for short. Most people don't notice it's there, and that's because it sits in a small space either above or below the Excel ribbon. But it's worth knowing about because you can create your own shortcuts with it, and it works great for the focus cell. Go to the View tab, find the Show group, and where it says Focus Cell, right-click, and then click on Add to Quick Access Toolbar. And you'll see it pops up here. So when I click that, it turns it on and off, and it doesn't matter which ribbon menu I'm on, I can just access it quickly this way. So if I go back to View, I can also add the color change with this drop down. If I go to where it says Focus Cell Color, I can right-click that and add that to the Quick Access Toolbar. Now you see I can access the colors anywhere I want. So again, it doesn't matter which part of the ribbon I'm on. I can just click here and change color. Now it gets even better, but before I show you how, take a second to hit that like button because it helps me to know that the video has been valuable to you. Okay, so here's how we can use the Quick Access Toolbar to create easy keyboard shortcuts for the focus cell. Click the drop down here to customize the Quick Access Toolbar. Then go down to More Commands. And on the right side that lists all the commands on your Quick Access Toolbar, find Focus Cell and click on it. Now use the up and down arrows to reposition it. Now I actually like putting things I use frequently near the top, either in the first, second, or third positions. So do the same with Focus Cell Color. Click on it, then reposition it. And I'm happy now with the positions, so I'll click on OK. Now we can use the keyboard to activate the focus cell. Press Alt and notice there's a number next to each of these buttons. The number 2 is associated with the focus cell. So if I press 2, it activates and deactivates the focus cell. So Alt 2. And if I press Alt 3, 3 is associated with the color picker, it lets me choose colors. And I've got to use the keyboard's left and right arrows and up and down arrows to choose. The focus cell is great for highlighting where you are, but it currently has some big limitations. The first is it doesn't work with freeze panes. When you click on freeze panes, the focus cell disappears and you can't toggle it back on until you turn off freeze panes. The second is you can't make it highlight only rows or only columns. The third is you can't apply it to specific ranges on your worksheet. Sometimes you want to make it highlight cells in a very limited area. So if you need a solution that does any or all of the above, and you use Excel for desktop, watch this video next to find out how to make it happen.